We can clearly see that it moves in ways that rocks lack. We can observe a few artificial illumination sources emanating from it, or from us being able to draw a radio signal from it. You may be aware that there are numerous options before you've realized that something is technological. That hasn't been seen yet. The American people are entitled to, as well as obligated to, know the truth about the world beyond our own. For that truth has been hidden for generations, redacted, classified in the margins, misinterpreted, and kept quiet out of fear, stigma, confusion, and retaliation. That quiet will end today. Sources close to the Defense Department indicate that high-ranking officials are weighing an extraordinary option, catching an object in interstellar space before it can change its direction toward Earth. It is referred to as provisional by them alias 3S Atlas. At first glance, it appears to be a dim, faraway traveler, but the behavior observed over several months suggests something else entirely. The actual discovery was unremarkable, a typical evening at Arizona's Catalina Sky Survey in late July 2025. Fresh air, stability tracking, and automated telescopes scanning the sky. A dim object marched against the starfield. Initial labels filed it under space trash. Then the motion vectors were examined again. The item was not bound to the sun. Its course was hyperbolic speed too high, direction wrong. Whatever it wasn't from here. We've seen interstellar visitors before Borisov and Oumuamua forcing science to expand its frame just a little. However, the 3S Atlas immediately stood out. Observation posts on 6 continents and multiple space-based instruments focused on it. The readings became harder to reconcile with any natural group. Photometry uncovered fluctuations in brightness that did not match Comet-induced variation. Spectroscopy found few signatures it was willing to accept. The trajectory, a geometrically clean approach through the inner system, began to make a startlingly precise point into Mars. The first surprise was material. Separate spectroscopic reductions reported refined nickel on the surface metals with crystal compositions of alloys and structures known to aerospace labs, but not to rocks from before time. Grain boundaries and stress patterns looked worked, not aligned. Weathered lattice that form under controlled heat and cooling, not space's random quenching. From every vantage point, the returns were uniform, as though the surface was coded or manufactured to a single specification. Patchwork not at all diverse crusts, but with no evidence of typical weathering found after long exposure to interstellar radiation and micrometeoroid impacts. Intentional, engineered, and new. Then the gas came. The James Webb Space Telescope observed a vast envelope of carbon dioxide approximately 350,000 kilometers in circumference and that's a globe large enough for Earth to nest inside with space to spare. Under normal physics, solar wind pressure would crush a cloud like that and disperse it into heliospheric flow. Yet this envelope retained its form. Temperatures were nearly uniform throughout the volume, no natural gradient from hot dense core to cool diffuse edge. Maintaining that uniformity requires active effort, a source or a means to contain it, preventing loss from expansion. When the energy budget was compared to sunlight, the numbers missed by 2 orders of magnitude. There is insufficient energy from the sun to maintain what is being observed. Something else is feeding it. Navigation deepened the unease. Tracing the 3S Atlas in reverse across space does not indicate a plausible origin system or travel time. It appears to come from empty interstellar space, no stellar nursery, no gravitational sling, no ejection profile. Yet its forward path is precise, a guided approach toward Mars that resists even minute perturbations from giant planets. There is no measurable tumbling from uneven outgassing, no random wobbles, no turbulent torque history. The spin state appears optimized for stability, illumination, and thermal balance, like a mechanism maintaining its own orientation in a shifting environment. Surface studies deepen the riddle. Radar and optical mapping reveal only a few scars, and those worsen over time. No obvious crater fields, no spallation, no thermal stress cracking as heating at perihelion increases. Materials that ought to swell and break under cycling loads remain smooth and continuous. If this is natural, it is the most lenient combination of properties ever compiled. If it is not, then self-healing might be at play. Advanced alloys or active maintenance of the outer layers. Behavior that until now belonged to fiction and theory. And then there is the tail. Comet tails dance in solar gusts, twisted jets, tangled magnetic fields, chaotic. They are alive and messy. The trailing structure of 3S Atlas is tidy, small, coherent, remarkably stable, with near-uniform particle speeds along parallel flow lines as if expelled through a nozzle. When solar wind conditions change, the formation does not fray like a coma. It compensates, preserving geometry. Flow models match speculative interstellar propulsion ramjet concepts that capture sparse hydrogen and accelerate it for thrust. If any of those models are even partially correct, then what we're watching is not a tail, it's exhaust. The repercussions are not lost on institutions charged with watching the sky. Publicly, agencies emphasize open investigation and scientific caution. Privately, coordination has increased. Space assets around the world have been retasked. Deep space radar, usually assigned to satellites, is now sharing time on 3S Atlas.